Two. How you doing? Welcome to S.T.A.G.E TV. I'm S.T.A.G.E. It's Student Tolerance and Global Education, and today we're back with our guest, Adeeb, Yousif, Rami.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Yeah, I'm fine.
About the last segments and what has gone on since then, have you got any good feedback from the people you work with?
Yeah, in fact, I get feedback from different people in different countries that I used to work with them, either in Darfur or in East Africa.
East Africa?
Yeah, so I got a response from people in Europe, people in Australia, people in Canada, people here in the United States, and the people I work with them in Darfur.
And what do they feel about what's going on?
All of them, they told me, good job, this is the way we need to address it. I mean, these the people in Darfur, they told me this is the way they need to address the issue and to get their voice out and to get their atrocities being known by the international community.
Oh, very good, very good. And that's our objective, to get Mr. Adeeb's point across, so that way we can get help for what's going on in his country. So just something to think about, how much help these people really need, and for everybody to just take one step forward and just step to the occasion and just help out. It would just make like the littlest, oh, you just can't even talk, just think about these pictures. Man, it's just the fact of what's going on. A little bit of help, it'll make the situation not better, but just to know that there is hope for these people who's going through this. And Mr. Adeeb have experienced this firsthand, so you can just picture what he's going through as he look at these pictures himself. And for him to be here today with us and present these, you have to give him a round of applause. Along. Mr. Adeeb, with everything that you've been through and experienced, and I'm pretty sure you know where your organization stands best. So what do you feel like really needs to be done? Like, what would be a stepping stool for y'all to get to where y'all need to be?
I think now the most important thing is the life of the Darfurian in Darfur. Since the government closed down many organizations, and the internally displaced persons, about 3 million, depend 100% on the international aid. So the most important thing is the saving life of the internally displaced person back in Darfur. And that is simply by putting back these organizations on the ground. So the people from the international community, including the United States, can put a pressure on the Sudanese government so as to accept those organizations to go back, and other organizations to help the internally displaced persons. The next thing also, in my own point of view, is the peace process. We do need a real peace process, peace with accountability and peace with justice, where human rights can exist, because peace cannot exist if human rights is not respected. Therefore, we are calling for to really peace with justice and peace with accountability. We also need the international community to help us in the different services, including the education. And education is very, very important for us back in Darfur, because when our people get educated, they can become doctors, they can become engineers, they can participate effectively in developing the country and developing other areas as well.
Okay, 1 second. Put on pause for a second. All right, so get down with the camera. 2.
And we're back again with S.T.A.G.E TV, and we're gonna talk about what's going on in Mr. Adeeb's life in his country compared to what's going on in our life in our country. As everyone may think, problems that arise and they feel like there's only one way to handle it, and that may be fighting or just straight violence for that matter. But when you think about it and sit back and compare your troubles to his type of troubles, you actually see what's really called beef, as we use in the street terminology. Beef. It's not someone stepping on your sneaker or someone bumping you in a party. What he's going through, this is real life. Like it's really in a matter of what he's going through. he has like not too many options to go to figure out how to help him and whatnot, and the options he did have has been taken away from him by his president. So once you have the hierarchy take your sources away, you really have nothing. So that's why he's here with us today and trying to figure out what could he do to get everything rolling again on a good point, so that way everything can work out good for him and his people. So what I need everyone to do is just relax and just sit back and think about their troubles and think about how you can do away with the minor issues when there's bigger issues going on in this world. And I'm going to end the segment on that.
All right, cool.
Hi, we're back with Stage TV with our guest, Adeeb Yousif, and he's gonna help us understand what the educational environment is like in his village and why he feels so strongly about getting it where it needs to be. You have some pictures for us?
Yeah, I have some pictures. This is a picture for schools that we put in Darfur, and it is for boys. Because in school in Darfur most of the time we have like boys school and girls school. So this is a school for boy, and we put these facilities for the internally displaced persons. So at least they can improve their educational skills, and they can reach with others in Sudan, in other parts of the world. The other one is a school for girls, and also put these facilities. In fact, it was still under construction when I took this picture, but because of the time, the girls, they are at the class, and they are learning. So part of the school is finished, and part of the school is still under construction. And the school name is called S.T.A.G.E Girls School. It is in a village called S.T.A.G.E, and that is about. And then about the school and the educational process in the internal displaced person. Besides the fact that less than 20% of the internal displaced persons get access for education, and most of the time they don't have a good environment for education. Part of this classroom we put, and there's other organizations as well, they put many schools, but still there's a huge gap. So like 3 million internally displaced persons, 20% of them get access to education. That means 80% of those people, they don't have access for education. Most of the time they have very concentrated classes, whereby you can find 100 kids in one classroom, and the classroom is like 8 by 5. And this it is not a good environment for the learning process, as well as the teachers cannot be being able to control the student within this crowdness.
Wow. So here in this school, that just made me think of something, because in this school we complain about we don't have this, we don't have that. They don't even have enough space. Like, it's crowded in their classrooms, as you just saw. Girls was right next to each other. We have desks, we have books, we have notebooks, we have paper and pen, and we complain about how we learn over here in America. And people in Darfur are going to school every day on time with a little bit of resources, and it's hot, and everybody's close to each other. I don't know. So that's a wrap for today. We thank you for listening. We're going to see you next time. Thank you for sharing that with us. Catch you next time. Peace.